It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yes, the smiles are here in studio because Salamina Mosese has been in the building, a household name in South Africa for over 2 decades. How beautiful is that? From her early days as a TV presenter to her award-winning performances in both TV and film. Now, she's constantly evolved, expanding into producing and entrepreneurship and now children's literature. And today we catch up with her to reflect on her remarkable journey in the entertainment industry and also how she continues to make an impact. I'm also going to be selfish because everything you're saying, you know I'm going to sit here taking notes. Salamina, welcome. Thank you again for being here and spending some time with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it is so surreal. Like, I get goosebumps just feeling it because literally, like I said earlier, I used to watch you on my screens before I even understood what TV presenting was. You were just entertainment for us and carrying us through the days on the children's variety show and moving from there to the small screen to the big screen, like I said, to entrepreneurship as well. I do wonder if you look back to your career, what is the most defining or maybe the biggest highlight for you because you wear so many hats?
I think I've probably had defining moments in each of the things that I've done.
Right, yeah.
I think obviously kids TV, right, was the introduction into the industry. And it was balancing high school, growing up, being a teenager, blah, blah, blah. But it was some of the most fun I've had. And I think, you know, there's experiences that I've had. Some I remember only, you know, I come across an old article. My mom collects all these magazines and all my articles, and she shows my daughter.
Oh my goodness.
You know, so for me, I think, you know, presenting. It was the first time I was nominated for an award for acting. It was when I won a SAFTA for Abomzala. And then I think entrepreneurship. Steph and I met on Kids TV, went to varsity together, planned the business, and then it took about 10 years for us to get into the business. And I think doing our first big feature and me stepping into lead role and producer, that for me was a defining moment. But, you know, as you've been talking, I was like, wow, Salamina sounds like she's done a lot.
You have done so much, and we're so grateful.
It wasn't deliberate. It's just like life happens, and as you grow, things change, your perspectives change, you have new ideas. And I think, you know, as a creative, we're inspired by so many different things. So yeah, it's just felt like me doing life. And every now and then I get to do some really, really hot stuff.
Yes.
And this is one of them.
Oh, this right here?
This
you
right
heard
here.
that, Expresso fam. This made the cut. I absolutely love that. I do wonder what your daughter thinks, though. Does she know your impact in South Africa? Does she understand?
It's funny. I mean, so I have 2 daughters, right? So the youngest is still like trying to catch up when people recognize me and daddy in the streets or in malls. She's always like, are those your friends, mommy? And I'm like, I kind of think they are, you know. My eldest has had a lot more time to get used to the idea of the jobs that we do. And I think she's a teen, so now every now and then she's still like, y'all are just embarrassing parents.
I love that.
It's not
just
that
to
exciting. Yeah, just to humble us a little bit. But I think she's our biggest fan. And in fact, even me getting into children's books, she inspired it.
Wow.
And the lead character, Dumi, is named after my daughter.
Right.
So I think as we've been doing life, they also have inspired the new creations and the new part and the new hats that I wear now.
Sure, and maybe that's the secret within longevity because I think stepping into the industry, that's what you want at the end of the day, right? You don't want to be a one-hit wonder, oh, she was a child star. No, to this day, she's still standing 10 toes down and being the boss that she is. But I do wonder also, you know, the entertainment industry has changed so much. Now they've introduced digital and streaming services, which is also, you know, part of what you are. But how do you adapt? How do you kind of like pivot all the time?
Yeah, I think it's lots of research. It's also listening to that inner voice. I like to represent myself in a very authentic way that doesn't feel contrived. So everything has sort of been a new chapter in my life. when I became a mom, the kind of media my children were consuming became very important to me. Before, as a young actress, I wanted to play different roles. You know, I wanted to stretch myself in performance. As a film producer, I want to put out there the kind of film projects, TV shows that celebrate South African women, South Africa as a country, the kind of people that we are. I find us unique, interesting,
100%.
complex. And all of that, I think, should be reflected in the media that we consume.
Yeah.
So really, I'm inspired by everyday moments. And I think the more you just try and listen to that inner knowing, the more you'll create from an authentic place. And maybe that is why Steph and I have also been able to put relatable characters out there.
Right.
We write from what we know.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's like, oh, our friend said this the other day. Oh, wouldn't this make a good movie? I think a lot of creatives do that. Yeah, so it's been fun.
Oh, I love it. Okay, we're gonna have to talk about my man, your man. Let's get into that, because a lot of people within the entertainment industry, you know, like to keep their lives quite private.
Yes.
You guys took it a step up. You said, we're gonna be an example of what real love, black love looks like. So tell me a bit more about your relationship and how it's evolved too in the space.
Yeah. I mean, Tsepo, a lot of people know him as Hausa. He is one of my greatest inspirations. And I think it's really crazy because I think at the beginning, both of us were like, oh, I don't know if it can work.
Right.
Two creatives in the house. But I think we create space for each other and then we rub off on each other. So we've been married for 16 years now.
Incredible.
17 in September this year. And he's my best friend. And I think we are a little bit media shy when it comes to the relationship part of things. So we put forward the work that we do. We got the chance to work together for the first time last year. And even that was new for us, which is exciting. I think when you've been married for a long time,
you have a spice sometimes.
You know, a little bit of stress, you know, learning lines and shouting at each other for fluffing. Did you fluff? I had a one take, you know. But I think it's just about really learning each other's strengths and weaknesses, understanding how we can better support each other as creatives. We create, I think in any relationship, you have to create space for individuals to grow individually, and then you find each other, right? And I think that's really been one of the things that has helped us.
Yeah.
But you really have to be a fan for your person. You know, we cheer each other on. And he's a very, very important part of my work in the industry. Entrepreneurship has been rough, and you need a safe space to go to, and he is that for me. And then obviously our journey as parents. As interesting, challenging, up and down as that is, it's also some of the most fun we have. And it's in the quiet moments. I think a lot of people think of people who are well-known, who are celebrity or media couples, I would like to say. You think only of the big moments when you see us on the red carpet but actually it's the everyday moments. It's the waking up, it's he knows how I take my coffee, he remembers that. It's him reading. Today wasn't a good day, we're gonna give mommy space. Sometimes I close myself in the room and I blast my music and then they all know, and then I can hear him go, mommy needs a moment, let's not make noise. And I'm like, oh, you can stay.
You get me, you see me.
You can stay.
I love this. Salamina, please don't go anywhere. This is why I told her off air that she mustn't be a stranger, man. She must be here more often so we can catch up and have these chats all the time. But for the next couple hours, Expresso fam, she is ours. So make sure that you hit us up all over our socials and WhatsApp line and ask her a question. She's full of knowledge and so generous with it. I mean, Rael, how are you feeling right now? Don't you feel good?